Be honest. You know what you want. You know what the problem is. You know what's stepping in your way. You also know how to fix it. You even mapped out the entire plan of how to get success, or you bought the plan of exactly how to turn this situation around. You know what to do, but be honest, you just don't feel like it. You don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like it. Does it sound familiar? Right? Because I'm here to tell you, you've actually been taught to not feel like doing anything about problems in your life. You have been educated and shaped over the years to not feel like it, to know everything and do nothing. This is actually the product of formal education, is to know everything and do nothing. Let's talk about it. I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield, world's first business Reiki master, which means I help highly sensitive professionals, energy aware individuals who are self-employed to help ground and clear their energy so they can increase their income and impact out in the world. If that speaks to you, make sure that you like, share this video, and subscribe here on YouTube so that you get these love letters. I call these videos love letters first every single week. I've been doing them weekly for well over a decade. Happy to share this work. And if you're on the email list, you also get my additional commentary that I don't talk about on the video. So this is the fourth of 5 episodes exploring the 5 Gokai of Reiki, which is the 5 Reiki principles. These are precepts for life and for living, meant to be chanted at the beginning of the day to set your mind right before you go about your business, right? To plant seeds, right? The Gokai are like planting positive seeds in your mind so that you assume the best and be the best version of yourself throughout the day. This, for the average Reiki practitioner or person, right, if you're trying to self-actualize, is meant to help you become a better channel for positive energy by constantly planting these 5 positive seeds. In summary, they are: number 1, just for today, don't be angry. Number 2, just for today, don't worry. Number 3, just for today, be grateful. Today's one is just for today, be honest. Be honest. Work honestly, especially. And then number 5, just for today, be kind. 今日だけは怒るな、心配すな、感謝して、今日を励め。人に親切に in Japanese, right? So for today, we're looking at 今日を励む. Or I've heard it said 今日を励む. 今日を励め. Me, mu, tomato. If you're Japanese, comment below. Let me know which one is correct. I've heard Japanese people say both. With that, I'm English first language speaker. So with that though, 今日を励め means to work honestly. Not just work hard, but to be honest in the work that you are doing, right? It comes from that ganbatte culture of like, do your best. That is distinctly Japanese, right? So be kind to yourself. As we're looking at being honest, today in particular, this is where many of us, when we're on the path of manifesting, right, or goal setting and goal getting, this is where we get caught up in the process of it all, where we get deep into research about what we want, or about research about ourselves, or research about the world and the universe, or the news and the industry and the economy, deep into research, down the rabbit hole. Rabbit holes, be careful, are addictive and infinite. So eventually we got to pull you back out. So if you're a rabbit hole diver, if you are into scrolling about how to change your life and wondering why, after all of the hundreds and thousands of TikToks you've watched at this point, after all of the books and the blogs that you've read, all of the podcasts and all of the programs that you've joined, wondering why your life hasn't changed yet, today's episode is for you, my dear. I love you, and I am walking with you in this. I'm no guru. I am simply a sensei, and that means teacher. It doesn't mean, oh, sensei, no, or oh, we need you. No. It's like more your teacher. You call a kindergarten teacher sensei in Japan. So you don't need to bow to me. Of course, respect is given where respect is given, right? I'm showing you lots of love and sharing what I've learned. That's what makes me a teacher and a sensei. Of course, a certain level of study in Reiki also makes me a sensei. But at the same time, we want to re-educate ourselves, because when we come out of conventional education, we are taught to be information sponges and then information regurgitators, right? Like a parrot. You take in all of the words that everyone else is saying. Hello. Hello. How are you? Hello. Thank you. Hello. Right? You just parrot things back. Not necessarily having a conversation and thinking things through and creating your own unique art. No, you're just regurgitating that which you took in. And for the most part, when we go through traditional education, right, formal education teaches us to cram our minds full of information and then take the test and go on to the next. Cram your mind. The scholastic organization, right? The school, the university, the community center, whatever, the night school. The program determines what is relevant and what you need to act on, when and where you need to take action. We get taught over years of formal education to wait to be invited to do a thing, to wait to see, is it okay to say something? You raise your hand and you wait to be called upon. Like, oh, I have permission. Now I can do something, right? Now I can say something. All of those years, decades and decades of formal education, however, can cause us to think that that's what life is like, where you need to wait for someone else to give you an order, right? Or you need to wait for something outside of you to tell you what you're supposed to do and when and where and why. Real life, real life alert. Out here in the big wide world, in the universe, there's something called free will and freedom. The price of freedom is that you create your reality. The price of freedom is autonomy. Why is autonomy kind of scary? Think of it this way. You're in a car, a regular car, you have your hands on the wheel. You can control the gas, right, and brake pedal. But if you get into an autonomous driving car, you can't do the wheel, you can't put your foot on the gas, or you are being driven, right? Because the car is making autonomous, separate decisions of its own about how to drive. So that is giving up control. The sum total of formal education teaches us to give up control, to give up drive. We give it over to the program, over to the teacher, over to the authority, over to the boss, to the company, right, after school, of you tell me what to do, when, where, why, how, etc. So here comes today's mantra, right? Gyo o hagemu. Work honestly. When you come to a point where there's no boss of you, right? There are areas in your life where there's no boss of you, such as your relationship with food or with substances or in love, right? Or in health and well-being, strength. Or if you're self-employed, no one's gonna earn that paycheck for you. There ain't no paycheck coming, honey, right? It's time to be a hunter rather than sitting back waiting to be fed. When you come to this space of understanding, just for today, I will work honestly. Working honestly means taking action, right? The key to attraction, right? If you want the law of attraction to work for you, the key to attraction is action, actualizing, to make real, to make moves and movement, to influence is the key to attraction is action. When you make moves, when you act like you know what you should be doing, and then you do the thing. You do the thing. You don't just talk about it. You don't just plan about it. You don't just vision board about it. You don't just meditate about it. You don't just post about it. You don't just think about it. You don't just dream about it. You don't just cry about it. You don't just, but you actually be about it. That is working honestly. And of course, before you take the action, that is going to seem hard, right? Oh, work hard, grinding, right? Oh, hustle culture. When you are making moves that are in alignment with your energy, in alignment with what you want, alignment with your integrity, you're not working hard. You're just working. It works. It works. What is the definition of work? According to physics, right? Work is displacement. Displacement. It's not stuck in the same spot of turning over and over and over again, talking about the same problem over and over and over again, doing research about solving the same problem over and over and over again. Oh, no. You're displaced from the research, right, rabbit hole. You have displaced, you've moved, you've disturbed that comfortable, safe cocoon of infinite research rabbit hole planning, scheming and planning and organizing and strategizing, to plan, to strategize, to discuss, to meet, to discuss, to plan, to strategize and organize, the organization of planning and systematizing. No. The key to attraction is action, and that is working honestly. Being honest is actualizing the vision, right? In the previous episodes, we talked about don't be angry, don't worry, do be grateful, right? And as we go into those practices, what happens is we open up to becoming magnetic, right? And we open up to the resources of exactly how to get more of what we want, how they're relevant and right here and good for us. We activate all of that abundance right here and now. What do you do with the awareness of how blessed you are? Do you just, and then I'm done, off to the next thing? Right? No, now that you're aware of how blessed that you are, you then actualize, you move, you disrupt, you displace. But schooling teaches us to not, right? We are taught for decades formally in school to make no moves without being told what to do. No, my love, you are creator. It's time for you to start creating. You have permission from this point forward in time. You now have permission to make moves, make money moves, make love moves, right? Make friendship moves, make strength moves, whatever you want more of. You have permission to go into go time. Not just thinking, but doing. Let's read. All of this discussion is based off of chapter 9 from Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, the Secrets to Freedom and Success, the sequel of Think and Grow Rich, his most famous book. When I was reading chapter 9, I was like, oh, this is the 5 Reiki principles broken down amazingly, like incredibly. And in this book, it's a conversation between the angel and the devil on his shoulder. And he's interviewing the devil, being like, how do I get in my own way? How do you do that to me? And also, how do I stop you from making me get in my own way, right? Let's read about this. The key to attraction is action, but we are taught to not take action. So Napoleon asks the devil on his shoulder, why aren't children taught definiteness of purpose, right? To be decisive and purposeful in the public schools? The devil answers, for the reason that there is no definite plan or purpose behind any of the school curricula. Children are sent to school to make credits and to learn how to memorize, not to learn what they want of life. Napoleon Hill asks, well, what good is a school credit if one cannot convert it into the material and spiritual needs of life? The devil says, listen, I'm only a devil, not an unwinder of riddles. Of course. Napoleon says, okay, I deduce from all that you say that neither the schools nor churches prepare the youths of the world with a practical working knowledge of their own minds. Is anything of more importance to a human being than understanding the forces and circumstances which influence his own mind? The devil on his shoulder says, the only thing of enduring value to any human being is a working knowledge of his own mind. A working knowledge, right? How to make it work. The churches do not permit a person to inquire into the possibilities of his own mind, and the schools do not recognize that such a thing as a mind exists. Right? And so they continue on and on. I'm going to fast forward to a later part of the chapter where they're still talking about the same subject. So Napoleon says, there's something radically wrong with the system of education that has given us a balance sheet with life that shows us hopelessly in the red and groping for the road of self-determination as if we were so many animals lost in the jungle. I want to know 2 things about this system, right, of education. First, what is the major weakness of the system? Second, how can this weakness be eliminated? The floor is yours again, devil. Please stick to the question. Stop trying to decoy me into the discussion of other abstract subjects. Okay, so the devil says, you leave me no choice but that of a direct answer. To begin with, number 1, the public school system approaches the subject of education from the wrong angle. The school system endeavors to teach children to memorize facts instead of teaching them how to use their own minds. And so Napoleon asks, is that all that's wrong with the system? The devil says, no. That is only the beginning. Another, number 2, weakness of the school system is that it does not establish in the minds of children either the importance of definiteness of purpose, nor make any attempt to reach youths how to be definite about anything. The major object of all schooling is to force the students to cram their memories with facts instead of teaching them how to organize and make practical use of facts, as in work honestly. Like, really be honest. You can know all of these facts about life. You could be full of useless facts, but what makes a fact useless versus useful is, did you use it or not? Or are you just going to tell me how fast an African swallow can fly while carrying a coconut? Are you transporting coconuts? Are we making pina colada? If so, spare me your Monty Python reference and let's get back to like relevant information. It's a useless fact of how fast that bird is flying. It doesn't matter. Unpause. The devil continues. This cramming system centers the attention of students on the accumulation of credits, but overlooks the important question of how to use knowledge in the practical affairs of life. This system turns out graduates whose names are inscribed upon parchment certificates, but whose minds are empty of self-determination. The school system got off to a bad start at the beginning. The schools began as institutions of higher learning, operated entirely for the select few whose wealth and family entitled them to education. Thus, the entire school system was evolved by beginning at the top and working back down to the bottom. It is no wonder the system neglects to teach children the importance of definiteness of purpose when the system itself has literally evolved through indefiniteness. Tying this back to, just for today, you gotta work honestly, right? The 4th Reiki Principle. We were taught to keep learning and pulling in and absorbing information, not to apply the information. When we say kyo dake wa kyo hageme, when just for today, I want to work honestly, I'm not just going to keep taking in information or just soothing myself, but I'm soothing myself so that I can take some action of some sort. I'm gathering my resources so that I can do something about it. I'm not just learning, I'm also earning, right? Ask yourself, especially if you are self-employed, am I a learner or am I an earner? Who am I being right now when I'm on the phone with this person or when I'm in this networking event? Am I being a learner or an earner? Am I just hanging out here, or are we about to make something happen, right? Are you just hanging out with this person that you really like, or are you going to finally make a move? You're going to let them know that you like them. Are you going to shoot your shot or not? That's what being honest is about. This is really about self-actualization, to make your higher self, the image of yourself, actual, tangible, like physical and real, not just visualizing your skinny, strong body, but having your skinny, strong body, like being in it and doing the things that are in alignment with the skinny, strong body. Be kind to yourself. We can, as intuitive people, as energy sensitive and spiritually aware people, we get caught up in the vision and in the third eye and in the esoteric, but the third eye is only one of 7 chakras. And we got to come down to the root of like, let's put some roots down. Let's make this happen. Not just stay up in the sky, but come down to the ground. Put your roots down. The card of the week is the release card as a challenger. 13 in the major arcana. So this is the death card. Resisting moving on, right? Archangel Azrael, resisting the end of a phase or situation, resisting spiritual transformation, resisting that it's time to move on, like resisting letting go of planning and scheming and planning and organizing and planning to plan about plans and then buying planners so that you can plan for the future. You got to let go of that information learning, gathering, organizing process. It's infinite. Stop resisting and start acting, right? Stop resisting letting go and start acting like you've moved on from the planning stage. Now it's go time. Be honest. You may be stuck in the planning stage and you don't want to, I don't want to move on. I don't want to go into the go time because I'm scared and I don't want to take a risk. Like, I like talking about how much I hate this situation. It makes me feel good to be able to like, about it. And at least if I don't change anything, if I don't do anything about this situation, I can't mess up. So if I don't take action, I'm perfect. Like, I'm in control because I don't do anything. I love you. Comment below. Is that you? Is that you? If that is, I've got a strategic meditation for you. So we're going to my membership platform, right? You can open up your subscription. You can start a free trial right now so you could do the meditation of the day. So strategic meditation, by the way, when I created this process, I define it as meditation that is done first before a targeted action is taken. That is what strategic meditation is. You are meditating, which if we're going to talk about meditation without saying the word meditation, it is the practice of relaxed focus. It is the exercise of practicing relaxed focus before you take a targeted action. That is strategic meditation without saying strategic meditation, right? So if you need to take an action, but you don't feel like it, shout out to Myron Golden, by the way. Myron Golden always asks, why do people do things? Because they feel like it. People do things because they feel like it. And if you could get people to feel like doing things, they will do it. If you could get people to feel like buying, they will buy, right? That's just, if you can get yourself to feel like doing things, you will do the things. What matters most is how you feel. So that's why strategic meditation is the method, the exercise, right? The warm-up, the lubrication, if you may, right? To get you feeling like taking action in the first place. It is the practice of relaxed focus. I'm good, I'm calm, I'm ready. I'm ready. I've aimed. I need to get ready so that I can fire. That is strategic meditation. You're going to open up the app, whether you're on mobile or desktop. And what you're going to type in the search bar is Fresh Energy Tree of Clearing. Type that in the search bar. Fresh Energy Tree of Clearing. It's 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Fresh Energy Tree of Clearing is going to help us clear away holding on to not taking action by putting down roots with that tree of clearing. We're going to clear away the constant mania and infinite research, right? Fresh Energy Tree of Clearing. Do that meditation to ground so that you can get to working honestly. Don't just say, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. Be honest. No, you're not. You're just stressed out because you're still in your head and you haven't done anything. about it. Be honest. Work honestly. Kyo o hageme. Just for today. Kyo dake wa kyo o hageme. Just for today. Be honest. Work honestly. With that, we've come to the end of this episode. If you have not yet, like so that the algorithm knows that, okay, this is good content, and hit the share button. Go ahead and share this on your favorite social media outlet so that more people can receive this healing energy, this healing insight. And if you need support, right, you want your reading, you want me to check out what's in the cards for you in life and business, or you need an energy clearing, go ahead, send me an email at team@victoriawhitfield.com or text me at 732-903-8573. Sending you so much love. Remember, you do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. Bye for now.